Welcome to your chordal lesson of the week. Today we are going to make a repetitive chord progression more interesting by applying just one simple, stupid, tiny tweak to our chord progression. And it's a technique that is used a lot on melodies, whether it's in movie music or classical music. We see it everywhere, and it's called octave displacement. So for example, I'm just going to play you a theme and tell me what you think about it. Okay, it's going to be an action theme that could fit in a movie. It's a great theme, but it's too repetitive, right? The first time you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, it's a great theme, it's uplifting, it's action-driven. The second time, it's like, okay, it solidifies the theme, I really get what it is. The third time, it's like, okay, it kind of get old already. And the fourth time is like, okay, I'm already fed up from this theme. Do you have something else to offer, you know? So the only thing that we are going to tweak in this, we are going to take one note only, and we are going to change the octave of this note every other time. So what it's going to do to our theme is this. So basically, I played the note E again at the end of my phrase and my theme, but one time I played here, and the second time I jump one octave and I play my E note here. What it does is that in your head, you do not see anymore this theme as four identical blocks of the same thing, but rather as two identical blocks of the same thing, because one time it ends on this E, and the second time on this E. So it seems twice as less repetitive than it first was, but we are playing all these same exact notes, but just changing one note, one octave at the end of the phrase. So how can we take that and apply it to ambient guitar? I'm gonna play a song that is very similar to my ambient sketch number 43. And I'm going to play it without the trick of octave displacement. So this is a great chord progression. We have minor 11 chords all over the place. So if you want to learn this chord right here, click on my minor 11 lesson. This was a very popular lesson of mine. So we have minor 11 chord followed by a spread third interval. And we repeat the same motif but from a different note here. It's the same exact thing but here. So it's a great chord progression because our brains always try to organize it and make sense of the music we hear. So if we have a motif here and we hear the same motif, it makes sense, it's logical in our head, so we really like this chord progression. But when we play looping songs with our loopers, because ambient guitar is often looping by yourself, it kind of gets old after a while. And now you know what's happening. And now you expect that it goes back to it and on and on. It can get old a little bit after a while, so we are going to apply our octave trick that we just learned. So instead of playing here the second time, I'm just going to jump back down one octave. On our melody, we jump the octave up, so. But we can do the opposite too. It doesn't matter if you do an octave up or down. It just needs to be a different octave on the same note. So in our case, we had our chords here. And we are just going to play the same exact thing, but one octave down. So once again, when I'm going to play the whole chord progression, instead of being always the same two things that repeat, we have kind of more blocks that are similar but not the same. So the loops of this chord progression is going to seem twice as less repetitive. So here's the whole chord progression. I don't know for you, but just changing the octave makes it more conclusive at the end than just repeating the same on top. So my tip is to, when you make a chord progression, this is a tip that is so easy to apply. If you want it to seem less repetitive, just change the octave every other time, and it's going to be more complete, more conclusive, and seem less repetitive, okay? So if you like this lesson, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on the notification after you subscribe to my channel, because I'm not going to post on a regular schedule anymore. It's just going to be any day, any hour of the week. So I don't want you to miss my future lessons and future original music. And don't forget to go see my lesson on minor 11th chord and my ambient sketch number 43 if you like this kind of music. Okay, until next time guys, au revoir.